Yo, what is up guys? So we are going to be going over the best class setup and guide for the best guns as well as the perks section for Black Ops 4. Now, first off, I want to mention that I will be showing you guys pro players guides to their setups, but I also wanted to quickly mention that they play in a different setting, therefore they can't run certain things like high caliber or rapid fire. High caliber is a super OP attachment on a gun that will give your gun up to a 1.7 on majority of like the assault rifles multiplier. So what that means is if you get a headshot, it's almost double the damage. They're not allowed to run certain things in competitive pro games. So I just wanted to say that before I get into this build, because unarguably attachments like high caliber will probably not see some play in ranked, but most of you guys are probably pub stompers. You're just like, dude, I just want to know what the best gun is. Really quick, guys, the best guns in the game currently, right now, and if anyone tells you differently, they're probably a scrub. They probably got under 2 KD. The only time these guys get good score streaks are off of care packages, all right? The best guns in the game right now are going to be the Maddox as well as the ICR. Don't worry, I'll give you guys a more in-depth explanation. These are pro players' builds. However, there are certain things that you cannot run in a pro setting. For example, rapid fire, high caliber, tracker, which you guys are seeing in this gameplay. I was messing around with a lot of different stuff, but I just wanted to upload this Maddox gameplay here. But my favorite gun personally is the Swordfish with high caliber, but you can't use that in competitive. In fact, some will actually ban the operator mod, which is the Pentaburst, which without the Swordfish is trash. But anyways, now that that's out of the way, I just wanted to explain that real quick. But I also want to go over pro guides, because a lot of people will look at pro players builds and they'll just basically copy them and then wonder, you know, why am I not doing as good as someone else? Why is my time to kill not as fast as other people? And that is usually due to rapid fire and high caliber, especially if you're running the same gun. But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into it. So first off, the Maddox and the ICR are the best guns in the game. In fact, if you look at any pro team, I really consider Scumpy to be one of the best players, so I'm going to use his guide over here. Now, what he's running is the Maddox, which is the same gun you guys are seeing in the gameplay here, but we're running ELO, Quickdraw 1 and 2, as well as stock. Okay, so what Quickdraw does is it lets you aim down sight faster. With Quickdraw 2, that's going to make it even faster and also changes your peripheral vision on certain things. But really what it comes down to is being able to aim down sight super fast. What this gives you is an edge on someone that uses the ICR, because you'll have that faster ADS. Now, what the ICR offers over the Maddox is consistency with its range. If someone is sitting on a head glitch super far away, you are going to be more than likely to kill them with the ICR if they are using the Maddox, because A, the gun is going to be more accurate, and B, with grip 2, you have reduced flinch. Now, in some tournaments, they are banning the secondary attachments on, like, let's say, Grip 2 or Quickdraw 2. They're banning those. In that case, well, you'll have to factor that in if you're playing in those kind of tournament settings. But more than likely, if you're playing at a, like, tournament, you're probably not watching this video anyways. This is a video mostly for people that just want to, you know, have some fun, play some COD. But really what it comes down to is the AR's time to kill is majority of the time faster than most subs in the game, because ARs can kill in 4 shots, usually if you get a headshot, or depending on what gun you're running too, because some guns will have high caliber too, and that'll give you a multiplier on the upper chest area, like the Rampart. But for the most part, most people will consider the Maddox and ICR to be the best guns. Maddox has a faster time to kill. I consider it to be a better gun. However, on certain long ranges, the ICR will outclass it. That's just kind of how it goes as far as the difference. If you have better aim with the ICR, you can kind of manage it. The ICR is just literally a laser, but the Maddox has a little bit more recoil. So keep that in mind. That's kind of the trade-off that you're getting. There's also the Vapor. This is a gun a lot of people will also consider one of the best guns in the game. But across the board, it's usually going to be some type of a sight and stock. Now, Black Ops 4 is a little bit different than Black Ops 3, because you can't just put Quickdraw on every single gun, because that's a pretty big deal for a lot of guns, being able to snap ADS really fast. The Vapor to me has a consistency issue, especially on range, and you will definitely notice that. But nonetheless, also want to mention real quick, if any YouTuber just uploads like a really high KD gameplay, like let's say they go 30-0, don't always assume that that's the best gun in the game. It might have taken them several tries. I'm just going to upload this one completely raw and not like edit out the deaths, because I want to show you guys kind of like how like a general game can go with, let's say, like the Maddox, for example. But Anyways, let's go ahead and go back to Scumpy's class over here. So across the board, it doesn't matter what you're looking at as far as gameplay goes. It's pretty much across the board the same exact stuff, which is basically quick draw and stock on every single thing that you can run it on. Then for gear, most people are running Stim. The reason why is it's going to keep you in those gunfights a lot longer. In addition to that, in competitive, pretty much everything is banned. Like, legitimately, everything is just banned from most tournament play. But thing is that Stim is still good, even if you had everything available. I just personally like acoustic sensor, which you guys are seeing. I could recommend that too, but that's up to you. For perk 2, dexterity is going to give you that extra consistency when you are jumping to shoot, and that's the biggest deal. You also have faster mantling and swapping weapons, and there's also technically gungho, which can give you a faster ADS as well. But for the most part, people are just running dexterity for those clutch moments, which really help out with jumping. Really what it comes down to. Dead silence, so people don't hear footsteps. That's pretty much going to be in every single Call of Duty game, especially if you're playing Search and Destroy. A lot of things revolve around hearing footsteps, but you're not going to be able to do that. As far as Crim's build, this is another pro player. He's running pretty much the same thing, but he's running flak jaket. Flak jaket is going to help you against RC cars. This is usually something that's more relevant in Search and Destroy. But as far as Scorestreaks go, because this was another thing that some people were asking, which was, what are the best Scorestreaks in the game? For the most part, if you're playing competitive, it's going to be RC car, then it's going to be the Dart as well as the Hellstorm missile, because those are the most realistic ones that you're going to be able to get in an actual game. UAV and counter UAV are great, however, they are banned in competitive play. That's why you'll see most pro players not use them, because they're just using their other setups that they have for their base game. But anyways, the ICR setup right here is going to be grip 1, 2, and quick draw, and then pretty much it's the same gear across the board, as well as the perks are going to be all the same. I personally really like engineer. That's something that is certainly subjective, but if you're playing in competitive, most of the things like razor wire, trip mines, the dog that you guys are now seeing, the reason why I can see that dog all the way across is because I have engineer equipment. I really like it because it gets rid of a lot of stupid things that you die to that frustrate you when you're dying to them. That's going to really help out with that, and that's why I really do like having engineer equipped. But again, that's something that's more for pubs versus competitive play. The next thing I want to go over is the Vapor. Now, with the Vapor, it does have a faster firing rate than the other guns. However, what it does not offer is a consistent shot. That's the biggest problem that I would say exists with the Vapor, and those of you guys that have used it, you guys will understand what I'm talking about. It's not a very consistent gun. There's a lot of times where it just feels inconsistent. But if you were to actually use this and you're playing pubs, high caliber 1000%, because that's going to increase your time to kill. In fact, most of the ARs in this game don't really need long barrel, but because there's just an extra slot, because there's no quick draw on that, what do you really have as an option to run? Exactly. So keep in mind, some different tournaments have different rules, therefore you can run different things. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward it over here to some extra gameplay here. But the next question that you guys might have is, what the heck is the best SMG in the game? The best SMG in the game, I mean, some people will argue that the Spitfire has a really fast time to kill, but the thing is that if you're going to be up that close, you might as well get the shotgun and just one-shot them anyways. The SOG, or the SOG, is probably one of the only SMGs that does see competitive play, and that is due to its fast strafe speed with stock 1 and 2. So this is pretty much the best submachine gun in the game. Obviously, again, you're going to see this across most classes. It's going to be quick draw, grip, as well as stock on everything that you can run it on, because in Black Ops 4 you don't have the options to run certain things on every single gun, and that's why you're going to see some of the guns not have quick draw and stock. But for the most part, in every single competitive, like in fact almost every Call of Duty game, if you watch competitive, they're going to be running stock and quick draw on every single gun. That's just natural how it goes. That's just the way the game is. But high caliber is usually banned in most Call of Duties. In Black Ops 3 it was something that was banned, same thing with rapid fire. But those are the best class setups, and there is the best guide for you guys. So basically what it really comes down to, if you're like, dude, I just want the too long, didn't want to watch version, even though you made it pretty much to the end of the video here, it really just comes down to the ICR and the Maddox for most people. All right, there's really nothing that is going to compete with them as of right now. Yes, the Vapor can kind of be there, and some people will use the Vapor occasionally. I think most people at this moment are going to be using the Maddox as well as the ICR. For me, the Maddox has a little bit more of a skill ceiling because of the recoil. Now keep in mind, Black Ops 4 does have a predictive recoil pattern, so what that really means is that you're going to be able to see the recoil and then kind of counteract it, whether it goes up and to the right, up and to the left. You can do that every single time and you're going to get those consistent results. But the ICR is easier to use, so if you are a player that maybe doesn't have that ability to kind of control your shots, the ICR is going to be much better for you because it's an easier gun to use. That's definitely something that a lot of people are complaining about in the community, and I think in the future it will actually get nerfed. But obviously when it does happen, I will update you guys with a video on that, so if you're not subscribed, make sure you are subscribed. But yeah, basically to really sum up the video here, the ICR is going to be greater at head glitches. Certain maps like Firing Range where there's tons of head glitches where people will sit on them for quite an extended period of time, the ICR is just going to outclass most guns in the game because it's going to be super accurate. Plus, with Grip 2, it gives you toughness like you would have in Black Ops 2, which is going to reduce your flinch, so that means when you're getting shot at, you're going to be able to kind of counteract that. But because the Maddox is going to be able to have a very fast time to kill, especially with Quickdraw 2, you're going to be able to usually kill the ICR before that even really matters because you're just going to be able to drop them before they get too many bullets in you to really make it so your crosshair is going to be bouncing all around them. Just look at that play, by the way. And this play over here, the guy was actually at pretty much full HP, and I was at 2 HP. In fact, let me go ahead and rewind it because this was like a really good example of a clutch moment here. I'm going to rewind it for a second. This is just something I want to show off. This is why I prefer the Maddox actually over the ICR. This is exactly why I wanted to show off this gameplay. Even though the gameplay, I believe the first one was 30 and 5 for KD. Or like, yeah, this is all FFA, by the way. But the thing is that anyone can upload really good gameplay and just be like, this is the best gun game. Actually, I think it's after this life over here. We're gonna be spawning in, and it's right here where we're gonna be able to go down to like 2 HP. Okay, so we're gonna kill this guy. We're gonna go like up the stairs, and watch how low my HP is at. My HP is legitimately at 2. And this other guy, well, let me pause it right here. It's right here. It's this specific gunfight right here. Watch his HP and watch my HP. So see, he's still at 4 HP. Look, I am at 2 HP. You guys can see that. He is at full HP, okay? You could argue maybe that he potato could be a thing, but watch how fast he gets dropped. Dropped him right there, okay? Look, I'm at 9 HP. I'm still healing up. I did pre-fire here, but I'm at 58 HP, right? He's still at full. I think maybe one of the bullets is still in the middle of connecting. It's reducing the health because it doesn't drop like immediately. But now we're about at the same. And I was at lower HP. My health was still going up even though I pre-fired right there. And I'm still able to get the kill. This gun to me has a higher skill ceiling simply because of what it can potentially do. The ICR more than likely would have lost at those gunfights. But I also wanted to really quickly mention that I've uploaded a video showcasing off how many shots it takes to kill with every single gun, including when they have armor, which is a really important video for any of you guys that really want to check out the stat integers in this game. I'll have that in the pinned comment section below, but basically armor makes it so you have to shoot them one more time. Majority of headshots in this game will also make it so you actually just need to shoot them one less time if you get one headshot. Going for multiple headshots with a lot of these guns, with the exception of having high caliber, is just really not worth it because it's not going to actually make your time to kill any faster. It does technically depend on the gun, but nonetheless, hope this video guide helps you out determine what is going to be your best class setup. But again, I like certain things like Engineer. Again, in competitive play, they're not going to be really worrying about this because you don't actually have razor wire, you don't have all these little seeker drones and stuff, so you don't have to worry about that. But for pubs, in slot 1, I really do like having Engineer. In slot 2, I really do like having dexterity or potentially gung-ho. And then in perk 3, it's usually going to be dead silence or tracker, depending on what level you are, because I think you get tracker like way later on. But nonetheless, that's the best class guide setup. Here's like another screen if you guys just kind of want to like copy and paste it. I would say instead of the secondary, because most of you probably won't even worry about that, especially if you're playing pubs anyways, put like Engineer in slot 1, and this would pretty much be your ideal go-to class. You can also swap out the gear slot instead of Stim for acoustic sensor. That's one of my favorite things. I would consider that one of my favorite perks in the game. But keep in mind, in competitive, it's banned. That's why not people are not using it. When League Play comes out, by the way, I probably should have mentioned this at the very beginning as far as like why you should trust my information over some other YouTubers, right? I usually play in the competitive section in the game. I don't really care too much for pubs, but League Play is not out yet. I always get the max rank that you can get, which in Black Ops 2, it was Masters was the highest that you can get. But once you got really high in there, it was just DDoSers all day. Basically, people would be cheating in the game. Later on, we ended up getting modded, like people would just mod lobbies and stuff. But then in Black Ops 3, it was Master Series Pro, and I also reached that. So I got the highest rank that you can get. Didn't really play IW or World War II that much to do the rank section. But as far as this goes, I will definitely be playing more League Play. I'll get max rank. It's easy peasy for me. But nonetheless, those are what I would consider to be the best class setups. Currently, I consider Maddox to be the best gun in the entire game. But if we're talking about things that you could use, that's going to be for another video. I'll give you guys my class setup, which is really just a swordfish at the end of the day, with the pentaburst as well as the high caliber attachment. But you can't use that in an actual game. But anyways, hopefully this video helped you out, guys. If you enjoyed it, drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button to see all the new Call of Duty updates as well as guides. Thanks for watching, and I'm signing out.